Today I'm going to talk about natural selection. Have you ever had to take an antibiotic? Antibiotics are supposed to kill bacteria, but sometimes bacteria are not killed by the medicine. Do you know why? A population of bacteria might develop an adaptation through natural selection. Most bacteria are killed by the chemicals in the antibiotic, but a few of the bacteria have an adaptation that makes them naturally resistant or not killed by the antibiotic. A few bacteria that survive continue to reproduce and pass the adaptation to their offspring. After several generations, all the bacteria become antibiotic resistant. The theory of natural selection explains how a population changes in response to its environment. Through ongoing natural selection, a population adapts to its environment, and these individuals will survive and reproduce. Changes in populations are sometimes observed when a new force affects the survival of individuals. For example, scientists think that hunting is affecting the population of elephants in Uganda. In 1930, about 1% of male elephants were born without tusks. Today, as many as 15% of male elephants in that area lack tusks. People hunt the elephants for their valuable tusks. As a result, fewer of the elephants that have tusks survive to reproduce, and more of the tuskless elephants survive. When these elephants reproduce, they pass the tuskless trait to their offspring. Another example is the natural selection of insecticide resistance. Many people use insecticides to kill insects. An insecticide will kill most insects, but a few will survive. These survivors have genes that make them resistant to the insecticide. The survivors then reproduce, passing the insecticide's resistant gene to their offspring. In time, the replacement population of insects is made up mostly of individuals that have the insecticide's resistant genes. When the same kind of insecticide is used on the insect, only a few are killed because most of them are resistant to the insecticide. Insect populations can evolve quickly because insects produce many offspring and have a short generation time. Generation time is the average time between one generation and the next. For organisms that reproduce sexually, competition for mates can select for adaptations. For example, in many bird species, females prefer to mate with colorful males. So colorful males will have more offspring and pass on their genes to the next generation. And the proportion of colorful males is likely to increase. Sometimes drastic changes that can form a new species take place. In the animal kingdom, a new species may form after a group becomes separated from the original population. Over time, the next population adapts to its new environment. Eventually, the new and the original populations differ so greatly that they can no longer mate successfully. The new population may then be considered a new species. The formation of a new species as a result of evolution is called speciation. An example of speciation can be observed in the Galapagos finches. First, some finches left the mainland and reached one of the islands. This is called separation. Second, the finches reproduce and adapt to the new environment, and this would be a type of adaptation. Third, some finches flew to a second island, which again is separation. Again, the finches reproduce and adapt to the different environment, which is the type of adaptation. Later, some finches flew back to the first island but could no longer interbreed with the finches there, and this is a type of division. This process may have occurred over and over again as the finches flew to other islands. And finally, due to separation, we ended up with very different finches all over Galapagos Islands. Well, that's all for now. See you next class.